So, what's up, everybody? Here we are. I don't need to hear myself twice. Thank you very much, phone. Hello, guys. How you doing? As you know me, Frank Valkyria, right here. So, guys, I had to come on. We gotta go through this because I haven't done it this with you. You know, I only reacted to a little bit the script of the transcript of the interview, and I think there is a lot to be said. So I'll make a short live. You know, I'll be with you guys for like 20 minutes or so. Before we go, as usual, first of all, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you, and I feel like double. I feel honestly double. There's a part of me that feels like I've truly have had enough with this woman and this whole thing, you know. I really am. And then there's the other part of me, you know, the YouTuber part, which thinks like, all right, that's content, that's great, you know, let's keep going. But at the same time, I'm like, also, oh, my freaking universe. How is this possible that somebody is not aware of their own actions ever? How is it possible that a human being can be so busy with the distortion level themselves, then they do not realize that whatever they're doing right there, it's not very good for the whole image PR that you want to try to protect. Not very smart either. I don't know who you are employing, but definitely it's not working. Even the average man understands. You like to say that. Average person. The average person actually might have behaved in a way, much better way than you doing. Anyway, guys, please, before we go, hit the like, hit the like you, hit the like, okay? Hit the like. Otherwise, I'm gonna go inside and punch my punching bag. That's how I feel right now. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like face palming my head like since this morning. Like randomly, every 3 seconds, I have to face palm myself, you know? Because of this. This should not exist, this interview. Not even 3 seconds of it. So, we're gonna go through it together. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you have checked it already, but let's do this, all right? Let's do this together. Let's listen to this woman. Let's put the volume, pump the volume.
I don't care what one thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage.
Okay, I just want to repeat this first part.
I don't care what one thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage behind closed doors.
All right, first of all, I have to say you do care apparently, because you wrote a statement that said, I'm not going to be online for the foreseeable future, or like a spokesperson wrote that. And, you know, I thought, you know what? If you messed up, you want to take some time off, maybe it's good. Maybe you work on yourself. Maybe you find some truth. Maybe in the silence of the defeat, maybe that awareness of understanding that you actually were the villain, maybe comes to you and you want to repent. You don't even need to be spiritual. You don't even need to believe in Jesus or Buddha or Mohammed or whatever. You just have to believe in the energy of the universe, and in that darkness of realizing that you actually were the piece of human manure inflicting pain on another human being. Maybe in that moment in the desert, you would have seen the light and come clean and set yourself on a path of redemption and healing. But no. The ego just kept you from within, anchoring that pain and frustration, pushing you to go live again, trying to do the desperate thing on a sinking ship. You still want to save that image. Not working.
I don't presume the average person should know those things, and so I don't take it personally. But even somebody who is sure I'm deserving of all this hate and vitriol, even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation. You cannot tell me that you think that this has been fair.
Of course, we also touched on what happened in court and what the jury decided.
All right, lady, first of all, I want to say, just to make sure, I'm sure a lot of people have said this also, there is no vitriol. There is no vitriol. You know, like the average person is not waking up in the morning with the intent of hating on you. Really, no one is. The truth is that they find you at fault with the mountains of evidence that exist into the wild of actually the audios that mostly you collected that went everywhere that people can listen to it and make up their mind in the energy exchange of that human dynamic between you and your ex-spouse. And the average person, which has a higher intellect that you give them credit for, made up their mind. That's why. And they can't stand the lies. They can't stand that the PR machine is still trying to make them feel like fools, me included. We don't like that. We don't like that because it's so obvious. We've said this before. You have the mountain of evidence, show it to us, we'll rally behind you. But after 6 weeks, we say with some confidence that we've learned something about you. You know, maybe that Dr. Curry was kind of maybe onto something, perhaps. Let's put it this way, right? We don't wake up in the morning thinking of you, wanting to hate you. You're not that important. We think about coffee, most of us, because we love coffee and we despise lies of this kind. That was a long, awkward pause.
There's no
but
polite way to
necessary.
say it. The jury looked at the evidence you presented. They listened to your testimony and they did not believe you. They thought you were lying.
I love you, lady. Look at this woman in her eyes and remind the woman again of what you just said.
How could, I'll put it this way, how could they?
Jesus, the acting, oh my God. I have to say, like, the slight improvement in the tone of the voice, of coming across a little bit more vulnerable and everything, it's like, you see there is some tweaking in the acting performance right there.
This way, how could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony from paid employees, and towards the end of the trial, randos, as I say. So you
what on? Oh my God. Please, universe, forgive me, because I do not want to express this feeling of unease and frustration towards this human being. But it's stronger than me. I have to say something, because what on earth is happening with the fake laugh here? Huh? Please, I know you don't exist, but at least give a sign. Make a curtain move. Do something, you know? What do you mean, randos and paid people? You had paid specialists. The only people testifying, basically, for you.
employees, and towards the end of the trial, randos, as I say.
Randos, as I say. What do you mean, randos? Who the hell do you think you are? Randos. Those people that they have more dignity than you will ever known. How dare you trying to demean another human being like that? You're standing there thinking that you are all that. You probably don't even realize how big of a hole you're digging yourself in. You know, this is what people cannot stand. Do you think that, oh my God, I swear to the universe and to the energy of the cosmic power of forever, if this woman would have just shut up, would have been better for her career. She just not realizing she literally shooting herself every 5 seconds.
So you don't blame the jury?
I don't blame them. It wasn't, I don't blame them. I actually understand he's a beloved character and people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor.
Their job is to not be dazzled by that. Their job is to look at the facts and the evidence. And they did not believe your testimony or your evidence.
Again, how could they, after listening to 3.5 weeks of testimony about how I was a non-credible person, not to believe a word that came out of my mouth?
We're gonna have more of our exclusive interview.
Oh my God, listen, I don't know if I can do the whole interview when it will come out, honest. I don't know if I can, because it's, one part is fascinating, that a person is so entrenched in their own lies and believes in their own lies that they're oblivious to actually the way they're perceived. This is, if this is not a clear sign that a person like that has issues, then I don't know what to tell you. You know, like, you really get to the point where you like, wow, this is next level gaslighting to a universal level. You know, like, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. That really makes you question your sanity. If we weren't that many, like literally hundreds of millions of people making up their mind because of all that audio that is available, and I tell you, I've said before and I keep telling you, look, Johnny Depp was lucky because of those audios. He was lucky because of those audios. He was lucky because Tremaine came out and the guy from Hicksville came out, and because Kate Moss came out. Those randos. I mean, this woman is so full of herself that she thinks that other human beings are randos. I mean, it's not up to me, certainly, but this person will be humbled by life to a degree that is unprecedented. Like, I'm telling you, there is not an ounce of hatred in my body, you know? Like, this is not what I do. This is not who I am. And even towards this person that is so incredibly blind by her own issues, you know, I still feel, and maybe a tiny shred of sympathy in the way that I feel like you're literally damaging yourself, you know? And because you witness that somebody is literally damaging oneself, you cannot help but feel a tiny bit of pity towards this person. But at the same time, you're like, oh wow, you just have to go through this because you just don't see it. Shutting up for a while would have been so much better than doing this whole thing, which he probably is going to be, of course. This is 2 minutes and already my puke, it's puking. You know, my puking, it's arguing with the puke. It's like, it's unbelievable. And what for? Like, you had your day in court. The evidence was truly overwhelming. Even if you want to say like, okay, on the base of this, they might have a misjudgment or blah, 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 blah. But there's so much stuff against you, including those audios, which I think it's the focal point. Really, people had the chance to listen to the energy in your voice. Even people that perhaps don't have the aptitude in analyzing or kind of putting into words what they experience, what they feel when they hear the audio of those arguments. Somehow they can, feel it inside. But it's obvious that they were exposed to that energy and they find out who you are. Actually, going back to the beloved character of Johnny, honestly, I think we know more about you than we know about Johnny. We have learned much more about you and your character than we know about Johnny Depp, you know? So, and I think probably like a lot of people, including me, they're not really liking this whole discovery of knowing this person very well. But where are you going from this? I think honestly, she's not aware of how much people will not react to this person in the long run. You know, like they will not go to see movies with this person in because they just feel like the complete detachment she has from reality. And people can just not, you know, support this. I'm sure she has some fans, of course. There are parts of people which, for whatever reason, you know, this type of people also attracts people like her, or people which they are like dependent on this kind of, you know, like narcissist. It's a little bit unfortunate. But definitely the majority of people see through this and will not accept, they will not enjoy participating in you know, in a movie by being the audience, you know. I'm pretty sure this interview is already probably filled with dislike. It's probably not visible, but I can tell you right now that this interview has only 4,000 likes, and I'm pretty sure has probably like way more dislikes. So it leaves you speechless, really. It leaves you speechless, this woman. Like the way she just relentlessly keep lying to herself and really trying to make the audience believe that we are that stupid that you can rewrite the narrative. I mean, oh my God, can you imagine if for whatever reason the jury would have come to a different conclusion? Oh, the victory lap would have been like, and of course things can happen, right? Maybe in a court of law somebody can be wrong sometimes. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but in this case I think it's pretty, you know, I think it's, people feel pretty confident. Then this person was just unbelievable. Like Ben Shaw said, she had an answer for everything. She literally had an answer for everything, and still does. She still has an answer for everything. They just tweaked the tone a little bit. Probably they realized that going after the jury was not the right thing to do. Also because probably they couldn't do it for whatever reason, because Hélène literally disappeared from around after, you know, the one day after going around giving interview, then she disappeared. She was supposed also to give an interview to Law and Crime, totally disappeared. So you wonder. Then they like kind of adjusted a little bit the tone, both in the speaking, not blaming the jury, but then still blaming like social media, us, like blaming the jury that were affected by you know, the charm of Johnny Depp and the whole character around and the whole social media influencing them. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. The only thing I know is that most likely this interview will create even a larger rift in acceptance towards this person. Like, people are just drawing the line. I'm like, listen, just disappear. We don't want to hear about you. And the petition for Aquaman 2 is already at 4.5 million people. I'm pretty sure that this interview is going to probably have another 200,000 people or counting on it. So, like I said, yeah, this is a good rendition of what it's happening. But you also, you see what it's, like I said, you really understand that this person, she must have some kind of like psychological issues, like one of those conditions described by Dr. Curry. Because otherwise there is no explanation. Like literally a normal human being which feels a shred of shame or, you know, like defeat will just rest for a moment before going back live, attacking, trying to stay somehow relevant through lies, through gaslighting your audience, the audience in general. Because that's how you look like. That's how you look like. You see people out there react. This is not me. This is people reacting already. So going back to what I was saying, then it must be true. The narcissist, the compulsive liar, the histrionic, it's all there. Like, also, she has such an incredible attitude in delivering the story, you know? Like, you're really believing what you're just saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with total conviction, like with a straight face, telling the interviewer. Luckily, the interviewer, reminded her, listen, the jury saw the everything, did not believe you. That's it. Oh, man. Wow. Danger for herself, even. Danger for herself. Like, who are the people actually suggesting this around? Who are the people working for this woman, which actually are suggesting this to be a good thing to do? This is also something that I'm asking myself. Who the heck, like, people really cannot suffer you for all the lies and the manipulation, the fake crying, and so on and so forth. The mainstream media is a fact, and you can research it yourself. I've seen it in the video this morning. You can find out yourself. Literally like dozens of headlines misleading after the verdict for Johnny Depp. Truly misleading headlines. Even though maybe in the article they were describing things more fairly, but still, the headlines usually are the first thing that people read. Most of them were quite misleading. Very few were more accurate, celebrating also the victory of an abused person, in this case Johnny Depp. Still running the narrative that because she's a woman, she can be wrong. Cannot be that she's not a victim. And the media has supported the narrative even after the trial, behaving exactly like that, like incredulous. Oh my God, how could that be? She's a woman. Therefore, she must be a victim. Oh, there! How can we write any different headlines? Our readers, they're gonna freak out. And in doing so, they literally took away from a person that suffered from freaking 6 years. I'm getting fired up here, okay? I need a glass of water, just a second. Literally, a person suffered for 6 years for allegations that came out. They fired him after 2 days. Disney, this guy disappeared, basically. Nobody wanted to work with him. Only DR kept the contract with this guy. This guy had to go through the shame, being already considered a freaking rapist, and also an abuse. I'm getting creative with making up words so that YouTube doesn't pick up and demonetizes everything. So this guy went through the whole shame for 6 years or more, just out of allegations, guilty before trial. And yet to fight, this guy had to fight. He had the resources to fight. And he still could have lost, because actually the truth is, and not a lot of people, some of the people out there, including her fans, they don't want to accept that. Actually, it was in her advantage. And yet to fight truly a uphill battle to prove that he wasn't guilty out of those allegations. And it took 6 or more years. And I tell you again, without those audios and some of those other testimony, most likely would have lost. She would have gotten away with lying. And also makes you realize the extent a person can go on, can carry on lying. This is one of the things that we truly learned out of this whole trial, is actually that people which they have a propensity, or which they have a condition, call it whatever you want, like a mental issue like she has, or to the degree that she has it, in the pathological name that it has, narcissism, histrionic, whatever. Like those type of people, can go to that length to manipulate everything around them and the truth. And then it makes you realize of others which they're like that, can be even worse perhaps than she is, what they're capable to do to the truth, right? And how much they really can push it. And as you can see, like literally after not even 2 weeks, this woman, she's still trying to push their rewriting, still trying to confuse those which they didn't make any research, those that didn't have the time, those that didn't listen to the whole like hours and hours of audio and so on and so forth. Because that's always the attempt. If you have no shame, if you feel no empathy, you can just carry on. Because a person like me, a person like you, I will feel like if I was lying, I knew that I messed up to that degree, right? And I also lost in court and everything. And then I was in front of people asking me this question. I would probably feel dying inside, you know? I wouldn't even want to do it, something like that, you know, going in an interview. But people like this seem to be absolutely detached from sort of normal feelings that other people feel. And therefore they can just go. They can just go on and on. They can just embrace their character, dredging on without any problem. And that's actually the scary part. Actually, that's the most scary part of this whole thing. Like that ability of people of doing such a thing. Is it true? AH speech stolen from Bill Murray's Scrooge? Okay, let's listen to this just 1 second because otherwise, let's see.
It's great. It's a good feeling. It's really better than I felt in a long time.
Bill Murray.
I'm ready.
Come on.
Have a Merry Christmas.
You have given me so much strength, and I send it back to you. Thank you.
Well, it didn't go according to plan, apparently. I thought of something better, honestly. Oh my god. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to make a short video live talking about this because I got all fired up because I'm like, this guy, like, the thing that bugs me the most is actually the fact that this poor guy, this poor Johnny, after 6 years, he managed to clear his name, right? And he still is targeted. This guy, first of all, didn't give any interview. He never pointed the finger at her. Even the freaking lawyer, after almost 2 weeks, went giving interview, making sure that what they did was not about impoverishing her. And then the media immediately jumped in, thinking, like, writing, oh, maybe they don't want the money because Johnny Depp always wanted to only clear his name, which is most likely is true. But this woman is relentless, you know, and then therefore you think like Johnny, he should pursue getting the money back, because this woman knows absolutely nothing about paying for consequences of your action. Absolutely zero. Seems like, you know, everything is for granted in her life. I don't know who granted her the possibility of flying business class, like private jet and all of those things. There is still like a network of people around this person that seems like it's not giving the right advice. But for the majority of people, honestly, I don't see how the career of this woman can really recover from this. And the more she gives this type of interview, I think the more the people will despise her. You know, like literally she's doing it to herself. literally she's causing this to become even a stronger reaction from people. She's getting she will get a stronger reaction from people that actually also want to move on. You remember exactly her words saying like, oh, if Johnny would just leave me alone, I want him to move on. I want to move on. Johnny didn't mention 1 second of this person for the past 2 weeks or whatever. She's just busy reminding ourselves of that, though. Oh my God. Oh my God. And also, like, they're going after YouTubers. They're going after, like, journalists. They're going after YouTubers because we made money covering the trial, because you pay super chat to us, because you enjoyed the entertainment and going through it with one of, me or whatever, a Popcorn Planet, all those other big channels which they've done a great job actually covering it with great guests and all professional and so on and so forth. And people chose to go there and chose to, sponsor with a tip, with a super chat, whatever, out of their own will. And the mainstream media, those journalists are pissed off. They're pissed off that, YouTubers, which they actually put in so much work, like literally covering it for like 5 hours a day, 7 hours a day, for weeks. They got something out of it also in terms of money. They can't stand it. They go after us. When in fact also, like, YouTubers, like I saw the Low Bites, I forgot their name, but I was watching a little bit of the the charity live they did, and they managed to get to 130,000 or so, like, dollars from, for the hospital of LA in charity. What an achievement. What a beautiful achievement done by that community, by this community. Literally, like, an amount of money that actually was supposed to be given by her and she never gave was given by people covering this trial, this community, the people together, through the guys here of the Low Bites or all those other guys, which is an incredible achievement. Incredible civil achievement, if you ask me. And this woman has the guts of calling people randos. Speechless. Like, truly, like, some kind of humbling needs to take place, and it will take place when people will boycott the stuff that she's in, because, like I said, people just don't want to participate into whatever she's doing. Like I said in the beginning, like, you feel a duality. Like, on one side you're like, oh, I'm just done. I don't want to give attention neither to her or any person that is a mouthpiece for her, like all the supporters or girlfriend, boyfriends, whatever. And just let them cook in their own water, we say in Italy, The octopus cooks in his own water. That's what we say. Don't ask. That's how we say it. So, and on the other end, you go like, okay, that's great. You create content, but at the same time, oh my God, we are really at the edge of enough is enough, honestly. So, Amstone, thank you so much for the super chat. Mainstream journalists didn't even cover the trial. People like you did, Frank, and we appreciate it. It's my pleasure to try to, do my best. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an expert in any way, but I just got so engaged into the human aspect of this, Like, first also learning a lot in terms of things that I wasn't so familiar with for the trial. But the human aspect is just profound, because, like I said, you realize in how many other places this might take place, happens, this type of behavior, people like her, which are everywhere. Maybe even some of those journalists, they're like her. That's why they cater towards her. Like, who knows how many people exist like this, Literally, like selling us lies on a daily basis. And with this time, we were lucky that we could see so much evidence. We could see a window into their lives, which you don't get to see for instance, some politicians or other people, you know, or some other journalists. So we don't get that privilege. And this time, for whatever reason, was available because of all those audios. Like literally, so much stuff just that you could feel. You could feel what was happening. So this is really the truly scary part about this. She will not recover like this. I mean, the randos just kills me, man. The randos just kills me. Again, demeaning like even the participation of Kate Moss. You know, demeaning the participation of this guy, which actually she was the one apparently sending the video to this guy when he worked there, right? The video of the cabinets. Or the leak of knowing where they were getting the RTO with the pictures, you know, with the pimple on her face and so on and so forth. Wow, randos. Don't forget that. From all that interview, don't forget the randos. Random people, just the randoms. Those randoms beneath me, right? Those peasant. Oh my God. Here we go, rando. Rando number 1. Morgan Knight and Morgan Tremaine changing their name after Amber. Rando number 2. Oh man, that's fantastic. I don't know if they really did that, but the internet, it's just instantaneous. Morgan Tremaine, if you really did this, that's pretty awesome. You got another mega thumbs up from me. And Davis Knight, oh my God. Oh my God. Randa number 1 and Randa number 2. Don't forget that. Don't forget the randos. Oh, gee. Yeah, Melanie Nicole, discussing and proving abuse, and a creator of abuse. Oaks is going to interview on NBC. Well, NBC, you know, does what they do, you know, like what we're also doing, and it's also actually good because you hear out of her own mouth the extent of the madness. And also, I just want to don't forget John Wayne Dennison. It's actually Wayne Dennison, but I call him John Wayne Dennison. Great lawyer. Ah, the rando. Kate Rando Moss. Kate Rando Moss. Unreal. I can tell you right now, I'm not romanticizing this by any means, you know, maybe just a tiny bit, okay. But probably she wishes her ego so desperately wishes that she was one of those two guys in the 90s, you know. Of course, you know, only them were them, you know, like they were lucky to be them in that moment of life and notoriety and youth and all the things together, you know. But I can tell you right now, she wishes she was this or she had this for a moment in terms of what it meant and how it was seen in terms of notoriety and so on and so forth, you know. She wishes. She can only wishes. Oh my God. Can you imagine? I mean, this woman was with Johnny Depp, a talented, good-hearted, troubled artist, and she wasn't happy. Then it really tells you everything you need to know about existing. And also the people that have some issues, you just can't make them happy. Doesn't matter what. Oh my God. Erica Force, thank you so much for the super chat. This interview is a very bad look for AH. She's displaying the very psychological Dr. Curry diagnosis. Exactly. BPD and HPD. I'm right and everyone else is wrong. What worries me is her obsession with JD. It's true. Still obsessed by controlling the attention. At least a desperate attempt at trying to control the attention, which she can't. But then you see, like it's so fascinating because narcissists, they give themselves away because they can't stand, first of all, somehow not to be in control of something, or at least have the sense that they are controlling the attention, but also not to be the center of the attention, to the point where they literally are shooting themselves in the foot, you know? But they still go giving interview and they keep going on and on and on and on and on. And you're like, oh my God. I mean, we get to the point here that probably if there is any divinity in this universe, I mean, probably like God is gonna come down and go like, listen, I was waiting for a better moment to announce myself, but this is getting out of hand, age. Just go home. Okay? Go home. Get out when I called you. All right? Maybe it'll be a good thing. We find out that God exists. Even him gets pissed off, comes down and goes like, enough, woman. Enough. All right? Enough for today. Oh my God. All those freaking randos. Oh, Jesus. Guys, if you want to ask me something, I can interact with the chat a little bit and then we stop. Oh, it's unreal. Amanda Klein, thank you so much for the super chat. She's bothered by randos because she can defend herself from them. She's got no dirt to blackmail them, so she has to say outrageous thing like this. Never saw Xville manager, by the way. Good point. Actually, it's true. But that's what I was trying also to point out when she talks about, the common folks basically and the randos. Like even in this 2 minutes speech, even in this not even 2-minute interview that we hear, she has already demeaning somebody. Incredible. Incredible. I love Wayne Dennison. Like he represents the destroyer of BS. You know what real data looks like, don't you? 10 million followers. That's data, isn't it? Aren't you just headline hunters? You're often hired by PR folks to produce clickbait, right? You call it decision intel, but don't you just pay side hustler to answer leading questions? Morning console. Let's go with an easy one. Honestly, really, I don't know who is managing the PR of this woman, but I don't think this was a good idea. I don't think this was a good idea because what do you wish to gain out of this? As if now companies, they're gonna run behind you to look for you, to offer you work? I mean, I know that this is a damage control type of situation where you are forced. Of course, I don't expect nothing different. Like you lied for this long. The two choices were either to shut up and let a long time pass, or doing this with the hope that you try to rally whoever is still that delusional to be behind you and support you. That's what it is at the end of the day. But I don't see a lot of companies willing to participate in this either. So Rachel330, thank you so much for the super chat. Her first sentence was a lie. I don't care what people think. Exactly. Literally, great point. The first words that she uttered were a lie. Exactly. Not even like, boom, already lying about everything. Because she does care. Of course she does care. Otherwise wouldn't be giving this interview. And like I said, narcissists, they give themselves away. There is this I forgot her name, but I like, she's always, I see always here, like she was also in the jury, in the court, and was kicked out at a certain point by the judge. I see some, post here on the Reddit, and also sometimes on Twitter, now that I use it. And I see also those crazy statements about this woman. I think it's her girlfriend now or whatever. And then, like, I read those things and I feel absolutely that that woman, it's a mouthpiece for her, that she's so adamant in trying to go all out for her, for AH, to defend her, even in the absurdity of it all. Because, of course, if she's the girlfriend, she's going to try to do her best to support the narcissist. And when I read those outrageous tweets or whatever of this woman, then I think, like, poor thing. She doesn't realize that sooner or later she will be discarded. She will be discarded as a lover, and she will cut contact with her, and then she will realize what a narcissist is. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it doesn't happen now, but I feel, honestly, I feel sorry for her that that is going to happen dealing with the narcissist. She's going to be an ex, she's going to be forgotten. And all this mouth talking, piecing for this woman was totally, like, literally destroying yourself also in your image and your identity. So, but that's the power of true narcissists and manipulators, you know? So I feel sorry a little bit about for that woman. Because sooner or later she will find out what it really is to be manipulated by a narcissist. Oh, here we go. This is when the video was 100,000 view and already had like 13,000 dislikes on 1,700 likes. So now it's past 300,000. And also, actually, it's really amazing also that people are watching more videos like mine and other YouTubers commenting on this that actually going to the source of the video here. Like, you would expect this to get much more views, and in fact, I mean, it's good views, but it's also today, you know, like it's not like a small channel or something, you know. So most likely, probably there's already like 30,000 dislikes on this video. I mean, with 100,000, there's 13,000, so easily 3 times more. And this is exactly the point I was telling you. Like, this is only going to exacerbate the despite people feel towards this woman, despite just the frustration, the anger, because they just don't believe what they hear. They just, you know, a normal person cannot fathom being this delusional and go like, seriously? You're really doing this? And you, like, literally in purpose angering the mobs, basically. It's insane. Let it die out, you know, like, just, it's for your sake. It's much better. Like, literally. Leave that freaking Johnny alone that suffered for 7 years almost, that freaking guy. You know, literally now it's finally, it cost him everything. Don't forget that a lot of people also forget that JD, when he paid her money for the divorce settlement, he wasn't in great waters in terms of money. He wasn't doing great, JD. Like, I think there was this lawsuit with this ex-manager. A lot of money disappeared. We also heard in the trial that basically what he had to pay or whatever was more than what he had coming in, or so on and so forth. So it was also not in such a great spot, you know, like, considering the level of wealth that the man had, and still had to cough out 13 million for paying between taxes and giving her money, you know. So this guy has had, like, his life, you know, upside down. He could have, I don't know if he could have gone bankrupt, maybe not, but he did sell those houses, you know. He had to sell those old penthouses, probably to get some money in, and to pay all the outstanding debt and whatever which he had in the time with this woman, and she still thinks she's entitled. That's insane, man. Exactly. I think her PR team doing a bad job. She should have just stayed home outside public eye. Exactly, because this is, you see, this is what it's happening. This is the effect that it's gonna trigger even more. Like all those retweets with those hashtags going more and more and more. This is what it is. This is how it is. Just get out of the public eye.
I don't care what one thinks about me.
Oh my God. You're the reason why you lost. This as a jurist, then it's a report, then someone is a judge, social media, so on and so forth. Guys, yes, this is, you know, the whole thing. I wanted to talk about it for a moment. I thought, let's just listen to this. Now it's all over the place, you see. She gets more infamy, unfortunately, coming her way. But then again, she's doing it to herself. I don't know how many days. I don't feel like any appeal is gonna happen somehow, you know. I think like an interview like this to me seems like in their mind. And also you have to also consider this. The other way we discussed what Johnny went through. Annie McLaughlin, thank you so much for the super chat. Watch how she quickly tries to recover from the rando comments when she sees Savannah doesn't buy in with her comment, doesn't see their own faults. Yes, exactly. But what I wanted to say, we said before that Johnny went through 6 years of hell, basically. Apparently, that's what it looks like. The guy didn't work, apart from a movie or so. Was shamed, was believed to be a wife, and so on and so forth. And he had to carry that for years, not just 2 weeks. And in the other way around is also true that this woman right here, she's been supported for 6 years. She's been supported by all movements, Me Too's and whatnots, and you know, all those type of things, and everybody that had a political interest in you know, like advancing an agenda that has, of course, good in it, like, you know, the Me Too movement, there is good in it. It's not like it's just, but of course, without getting too much into that, every other news outlet or companies, all those things which had an interest in promoting that agenda for the good, let's say, right? And she was part of it, and she was supported by it because she had managed to wear the cape of the victim. And I told you before, there is no better satisfaction for a narcissist to wear the cape of the victim. Because basically you get, once you have obtained that sort of badge, I know that sounds crazy, but once you have obtained that sort of badge, you can basically just, you sort of are granted some kind of immunity, you know? Because everybody is going to see you with this kind of, you know, highs of you being a survivor of whatever. And therefore it's like you gain an upper edge in society, or how you are perceived. And there is nothing better for a narcissist to have that kind of leverage, you know. So it makes absolute sense that a lot of narcissists, they will go to do like this type of, you know, activism, because it really works for their ego. And she had this whole machine behind for years, pumping her ego, right? Making her believe that her role was real, That I think to the point now that, you know, that's why she has also this confidence of going on TV talking like this after hundreds of millions of people have seen the truth. So you see also the damage that those years have done in that way to herself, in making believe that actually she was entitled to that position of a victimhood. So crazy times, absolutely nuts times to see this. And we thought we were at the end of it, but oh my god. Oh my god, it would be so interesting to talk to some randos. I would love to talk to Tremaine. I would like to talk to some of those guys, chat a little bit, like, because this is just hilarious. And this is just 2 minutes. So I don't know the interview when it's coming out. We will cover it. Like, I expect more outrageous stuff, but now I'm also curious to see where she's going, you know? Because like I said, you hear there is a little bit of tweaking in the tone. So I wonder if they're trying to do a type of damage control that they try so, like, somehow desperately to keep somehow a position of believing in, you know, that they're still the victim, but at the same time not going too hard to see if they can, you know, still kind of be in the public eye, you know? Like, I know this sounds crazy, but I think that's what they're trying to do. They're kind of checking the waters a little bit, you know, like Warner Brothers doing the screening with her 20 minutes into the movie, apparently, probably to see how audience react. I don't know, but I'm curious to see how long this interview is, and I don't know if it's coming out tomorrow. No, I think it was the 17th. Anyway, I'll check it out with you guys as soon as it comes on. We'll check it together for sure. As soon as it comes on, we're gonna check it. We're gonna react to it. Hey, that's me right there. Look at that. I want to see. Yeah. It's nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts. The depths. I love this shirt, man. That's a very nice shirt with the Beatles team. Oh, pretty cool. The depths. Nice shirt, man. I will buy it. Oh, look, this is interesting. So, Greg Ellis says, Humber H has now petitioned the court to file under seal numerous hearing and deposition transcripts in preparation to file an appeal. Oh, that doesn't look good. Well, anyway, I don't know what... The defendant and counterclaimant by counsel by provides notice of the filing of the following. June 10. In addition, the defendant and counterclaimant files deposition transcript the proposed designation by both parties provided to the court and upon which the court ruled on during hearings of March 31, 2022, April 1, 2022, April 15, 2022, April 22, April 29. Defendant and counterclaim also includes a key to deposition designation, color coding, and a key to objection for filing. So this is all like both, what is it, like deposition of from the past, from other years, and also those are 2022. So then there is like they're trying, they will appeal then, I understand. I gotta check out with some yeah, here it says Yellowfish, also another YouTuber says, where is she getting the money for that? That would be interesting. Wow. So we'll see how this works. We'll see where this is going. Oh man, I'm also curious because I mean this appeal. Well, I mean, if Johnny had no reason to go after the money, I'm pretty sure that with the appeal, probably he's going to go through with it. And also, it's my understanding that you can appeal, but it doesn't mean that they're going to accept the appeal. You know what I mean? So, they do what they do. We'll see. This is not the end yet. So, we thought was the end. It's not the end yet. So, even the kids know it. Exactly. Johnny Depp is innocent. Even kids know it. You find it everywhere. Well, maybe somebody wrote it there anyway, but it's a nice meme. It's a nice pictures. Nice picture. Oh man. I love this comment. I think this was a YouTuber I checked. It was a YouTuber. It's a gamer YouTuber that isn't been around for some time. And he left a comment on the video we just saw. And he says, I don't think she realizes yet just how done she truly is. The 6 years of riding on those lies must have really bolstered their ego. She will be witch-hunted, boycotted for every single small role she'll ever have for the rest of her life. It's done. Well, you know, it's not up to me to say that, but I don't think it's that far off, honestly. But we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. With this appeal, like, again, another way of reminding ourselves who is really obsessed with who. Johnny just is moving on with his life, and this woman is just obsessed with all of this. She just can't let it go. Just can't let it go. Yeah, let's give it an upvote to Popcorn Planet. Wow. Guys, thank you so much, Shannon. I just wanted to come on to talk about this for a second, and again, this is not going to be the end. So we're going to do another live another time. I'll try to see if because I haven't organized anything, and nobody has invited me either. I'm a little bit out of the group of all those other, you know, YouTubers and law YouTubers and whatever. But it would be nice. I would love to either participate or also get somebody on a live for another time just to talk and you know, bounce off each other a little bit as well. And also hear other people talk and share opinions. But we're not going to see the end for the moment of this. So we'll keep checking. I've looked a little bit into the Marilyn Manson thing as well. Honestly, I got a little bit scared. I don't know enough. I watched some of the Colonel Kurtz videos. I watched the documentary, Phoenix Rising, and actually scared me a little bit, the documentary, because honestly, I'm a little suspicious. But maybe we talk about it another time. So I'm a little suspicious because then, listening to also like the colonel had to say on some of those videos, I'm like, whoa, those allegations. I mean, if this is true, also opens up your mind again to all kinds of things, you know. But yeah, that is happening as well. The lawsuit is also going on, but honestly, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't think it's happening anytime soon, but we will check it out. I also check out what happened with Angelina Jolie, a little bit on Brad Pitt. Yesterday we did a video on Ezra Miller, the guy from Flash, which is also a little messy. we'll cover other stuff, you know, but we can also talk about other things. But anyway, guys, I just want to, first of all, I want to thank you for being here. Yeah, we'll try to do that. We'll try to get some people. We'll try to, you know, we'll try to do a little bit of something. But like I said, there's going to be time. This is not over yet. So we are here. We'll see where it goes. But honestly, like I said in the beginning, there's part of me that just wished that this person just let it rest. Let it rest. Let it rest. You don't realize how much you need to heal from yourself, you know? Like, some people are just, they just don't realize. They just don't realize the damage they're doing to their career, to themselves. And there is a whole machine in place of still people believing, you know, believing in the lies or supporting the lies, which also makes you question, you know, like, how do we get along if people are so willing to lie, whether it's because it's their personal agenda or because they prefer still to lie in the name of the ideal that they're supporting, and in, you know, and with the bias they support the lie of this person, which doesn't make much sense, but that's what it seems like it's happening a lot of times, you know, when you read some of those headlines, some of those journalists, some of those Twitter journalists, and so on and so forth. You're like, wow, like the madness, to navigate through madness really takes a lot of effort and an even keel, literally, you know, of trying to stay focused, unbiased, not emotionally engaged too much. You know, of course, you can always get emotionally engaged, but at the same time, always find the center, like in meditation, you know, you try to see the truth in between all those voices, in between all those beliefs and whatever. So it's quite hard, but it's there and we will see it. So guys, again, thank you so much for the support. I'm gonna stop the live. I just wanted to do a short one, not too long, also because otherwise there's not much to talk anymore here, and being only alone by myself, there's just so much I can talk right now without doing a little bit more research or having other things. So we'll try to see if we can manage to do some chats together with some other YouTubers, or like, you know, like, I don't know how to contact, for instance, Tremaine. I don't know if he does interview. I would love to have him on and talk. I've seen him on some other shows. Would be nice to chit chat a little bit. But we'll see what happens, guys. So I'm gonna call it a quit for today. I've had enough also for me. So please, if you wanna hit the like, it really helps the channel, or just leave a comment or watch another video. Those things, they really help the channel, like, incredibly a lot. So all of that, it's incredibly appreciated. And I'll see you tomorrow with another video, right? Take good care of yourself. Drink water. Try to stay centered. If you don't eat fibers, try to add a little bit of probiotic food into your diet. Not too much, because if you're not used to it, you know, your gut bacteria, they don't react right away. So just implement a little bit, maybe a little bit of sauerkraut, just 1 fork, a little bit more water, a little bit more movement. Maybe you just go up the stairs instead of taking the elevators, or you do halfway. You know, just little step, you get better. I promise you. Start meditating 2 minutes today. All right? Little rant at the end. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Sherry. Thank you so much for the super chat. And guys, I'll see you tomorrow then. We're going to stop the live. Take care of yourself. Thank you for everything. Always appreciate you. I'm super grateful of this community and the support you give to the channel. We'll keep growing. So yeah, see you tomorrow, right? Take good care of yourself, all right? Because you got yourself, nobody else. Okay, much love.